My chance to kind of share kind of some of the things that are on my mind, things that maybe coaches have shared with me about what's going on with you. And this is a relaxed, engaging event. You get to ask any questions that you may have, any challenges that you're facing, any thoughts or comments that you want from the group. This is not tier level here. This is everyone. And the merrier, I like to say. So we have people that are doing just a few $100,000 in business, which is okay. We have people doing several million, and everyone else in between. So there's lots of people that have been where you're going. So it's good to perhaps ask some questions. We do have lots of different disciplines and industries represented, from mental health, behavioral health, pediatrics, all different types of physical therapy, orthopedics, as well as some others. But sometimes I know for me, some of the best advice and mentorship I've ever received has been outside of the industry I was in. So certainly be open to feedback, because at the end of the day, we all are in the allied health world. We all came into this industry for a primary reason of helping others. And then we made that decision to say, I'm going to do my own thing. I want to do it the way I want to do it. And we got into business. And the minute you did that, and the minute you hired your first employee, your journey is very similar to every other person's journey that is building a business, specifically a business around um, being what I call the intelligent industries, the very smart industries that we're in. So we went to school to create this business. We've learned it. We graduated. We did really well. But learning and becoming that amazing clinician is not going to help you build a successful business. We have to learn the strategies and tools, and most importantly, the mindset of business. And that's what we're doing here. So I like to start out with on a positive note. I got something really cool to share with you today, but I first want to start off on a positive note. One of the things that we like to do at PFU, which we always recommend doing for your meetings, staff meetings and such, is start out with wins in progress, things that have happened over the last 30 days since we last met. What progress have you made? What win have you made? I love small wins. I love tiny little wins. They don't have to be this massive. I opened up a whole new facility, but up to you. So, what is a win that you've had that you would like to share?
I'm doing well. Well, to piggyback on yours, but without the flood in my basement when I came back, I just got back off of a 2-week vacation and my clinic is still standing. It is still growing. And we're on target to have our busiest month ever in the month of July, which is historically the slowest month in Seattle, Washington for PT industry. So that's my win
Wonderful.
for the week month.
Wonderful. Can I ask a follow-up question to you? Can you put something that you have either done, or maybe a shift in how you think, or something specific of why, out of all months, usually the slowest time of the year for our types of businesses, that you're having the best month you've ever had? Anything that you can share with the group?
I think, well, one of them is, you always need luck a little bit whenever you run a business. So, a small stroke of luck was we had a student from the University of Washington that needed to get extra hours because he unfortunately wasn't able to complete one of his previous internships due to a family emergency. So that brought in a third-year student from UW that needed hours and could almost take like a full schedule. So he's been able to increase our hours. But on that end, we've also had myself out for 2 weeks, which I only see like 20 patients a week, but other therapists as well. And we're still like doing this high level of growth. And I also targeted towards a lot of the marketing that I've gotten back into with me stepping off this treat, I've now stepped into more of a marketing leadership role, right? And with that, we've started to do more like targeted Facebook ads, and I've worked with marketing collaborators there. I've gone and talked to doctors, which I haven't done in years. And I think that's just accumulation of things that have allowed that to happen without me treating standpoint is I've just empowered my team, create autonomy. I have a
Yeah.
great leadership team that I basically told them when I left for 2 weeks, unless something like blows up, meaning the clinic, don't call me because I'm not going to answer. And I was lucky; I was in Glacier. I didn't have service, so so I couldn't answer anyways. But like we still had an issue or two that happened, but they took care of it because they're great at what they do, and I've empowered them and created the autonomy that they can do what they want within their job within reason, obviously.
Well, there's lots of lots of great wins and nuggets there. I think the biggest take-home message that kind of is the really the theme and the crux of what Practice Freedom U is and why I even created this, because I believe the only way to create a truly successful business that gives you the life and the things that you want and make the impact that you want, as well as the income, is to remove ourselves from the treatment and then remove ourselves from the day to day and then fill in behind us people that are really good at what they do. And we become the leaders. We become the people that are mentoring and supporting them and focusing on the things that we do well, which is building relationships and strategizing and looking at the who can help you in different things. That's really the crux of this, because if not, you're just in a constant state of overwhelm where decisions aren't usually made as well as we like, but we don't find out until later. So, anyways, great share. Somebody else, what win do you have?
You know where we were when we started with you in 2020.
I
We were
do.
just about to give up and just throw the everything in. And today we've now we live in North Carolina. Our practice is in North Carolina. We spend summers in Vermont. We're in a house that we Airbnb and we own. So we spend the summers here in Vermont. And my wife and I are here across the street from her mother after her dad died. And our business is still running in North Carolina. And I keep track of 12-month averages for our PT visits and revenue and everything. And our 12-month average numbers are the highest they've ever been. And we're looking to hire a new PT. And we have an awesome clinical director who's very happy to run things and has expressed interest in buying the practice one day. So that's a big, big win.
That's a great win, Jeff, and I
Hmm.
appreciate you sharing. And to some people, maybe outside of this group, this is like, no way, you can't do that. Some of the Facebook groups I'm in, you can't create a business and not treat or not be in the day to day and feel like you're struggling with them. You can't do that. And yet, this is what's common here. But it's not necessarily easy to do. None of this is easy to do, but it's possible and there's a way to do it. And the biggest challenge you're going to have is not anything outside of you. The biggest challenge we all have is us. It's how we think and how we make decisions and how we handle adversity. So thank you, Jeff, for even reinforcing what Kelly has done. Anybody else with perhaps maybe a small win? Maybe you didn't break a record. Maybe you just did something that you haven't done before, or maybe you handled a conflict with a staff member, or maybe you hired and you asked a different interview question, or you showed up differently. Sometimes I feel like we have to share these monstrous wins. That's where Facebook is. Facebook, it's all about how great everything is. Of course, behind the scenes for most of the people, it's a shit show. But this is real. So it's okay if you
I
share a
I have
small
one.
win. Yeah, Sahana.
Um, it feels in some ways small and in some ways big, which is that we had our 4x2 meetings, our twice a year meetings to check in with our team. And I met with my half of the clinical team, and our clinical manager met with her half. And in both cases, we had our therapist saying, I really love working here. I see all the work that you guys put in. I am excited to step into a leadership position eventually. I can see myself here in ways that 6 months ago wouldn't have been imaginable. We made some changes to policies and um, we put limits on unpaid time off and some limits on other things that just didn't feel like huge shifts when we were thinking them through and starting to roll them out, but lost us some team members and some therapists. And it just felt really nice to have these meetings and have people who are here say that they saw and appreciated the work we're putting in, saw how the company was running and believed in it. And it just felt like it felt kind of amazing to have, two therapists leave, one in March and one in April, and then have this in June and have people say that felt kind of like, okay, so the people who are here still understand or appreciate what we're doing. And that was just kind of fundamental and also kind of small.
Yeah, I would say let's be careful in the word small. What you just did is by no means small. It's huge, and knowing you as long as I have, there has been so much growth and development, and you feel like you're taking one step forward and five steps back, and you're like, oh my God, we're never gonna quote get over the hump. And it's never easy to lose people. But what you did is is how you responded to that.